everybody, Jason here from Ghostbusters News, and pretty much 5 years ago to the date, we took a look at Kenner's The Real Ghostbusters Ecto-Glow Heroes, the rarest and most valued series of this toy line. And that's because Ecto-Glow Heroes, they were released when The Real Ghostbusters was pretty much on its last legs. I mean, it was 1991, and kids of that era, they'd moved on to other things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And with the cartoon show ending, in a last-ditch effort, Kenner thought, let's make Egon, Peter, Ray, Winston, and Louis glow. And if you're an avid viewer of this channel, you likely already know all this, but I think it's important to kind of give a bit of a backstory on what came before we show you what's available now. Initially sold at San Diego Comic-Con 2025 as an exclusive, and then sold through HasbroPulse.com, the Ecto-Glow Heroes are back in this collector's set. And best of all, this makes these glowing takes on New York City's paranormal eliminators easily available for any fan at a price point of $79.99. And I should add that $79.99, that is considerably cheaper than what I paid for those original Kenner figures off of eBay. Considerably cheaper. Considerably cheaper. So, this collector set, it comes in a box featuring entirely new artwork, but very much matching that retro Kenner aesthetic and vibe. Being based on early production art with an Ecto-Glow twist by artist Harry Moore. And the box itself, I mean, this thing is gorgeous. On the side of the box here, we have got close-up shots of the Ghostbusters themselves, the same art that appears on each of the individual character cards, and on the other side, each of the four included pack-in ghosts, comprised of Gulper Ghost, Rapper Ghost, Gel Jaw Ghost, and Arachnid Ghost. And then on the back of the box, oh, I love this, a cutout doorknob hanger. I mean, I think the popularity of doorknob hangers, they kind of died in the early 90s, so yeah, it's perfect for this. And along with that, we've got a brief write-up on the Real Ghostbusters Ecto-Glow Heroes, as well as a quick bio for Egon, Ray, Winston, and Peter. Now, in opening the collector set up here, the first one that I've pulled out is Egon Spengler, and wow. I mean, I've yet to do a direct comparison with those OG Kenner releases, but first impressions here, man, did Hasbro ever deliver with these. In fact, right now on your screen, up top is those 1991 Ecto-Glow Hero figures, while on the bottom, Hasbro's just released collector set. And aside from a few small changes, these do match up pretty well. I mean, there are a few easy tells, which is good, especially for longtime collectors, but for many of fans, these are going to serve as a great substitution for those OG figures at a much lower price. And let me once again call out the incredible artwork of Harry Moore, who has done a tremendous job in recreating that nearly 35-year-old card art. And I should make note of this, one figure that I made mention of and actually showed you earlier in this video is the Kenner release of Louis Tully. He was the 5th Ghostbuster in the Ecto-Glow lineup, joining Peter, Ray, Winston, and Egon. However, he is not part of Hasbro's collector set. That said, earlier this year at the Ghostbusters Day celebration in New York City, the figure, it was teased to be coming out sometime in 2026. And not only are we getting Louis Tully, but also teased is the Ecto-Glow Copter. This thing, it was never released, it was canceled back in the day, as well as Ecto-Glow renditions of Slimer and Stay Puft, and these were just shown at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. More details, they are coming soon, so keep it locked to Ghostbusters News in the meantime. But right here, right now, let's fixate on the back of the cards. And Hasbro, they took some heavy creative liberties, given that they don't really want to advertise figures they're not producing, but the instructions on how to use the Neutrino Blaster's play feature is on point, and I really do like the added addition here of each character having their own unique cutout bio card. Up next, something that I've been waiting 34 years for because I have never had an Ecto-Glow Heroes action figure off the card in hand. And thanks to Hasbro, I'm about to do just that. And here they are. Honestly, getting these guys all set up here, I felt like I was 7 years old again. It was 1991. And this may be the lighter point of this unboxing and review because 99% of you likely played with real Ghostbusters toys. You know what to expect with these. I mean, we're not going to go through articulation because these boast glorious old school 5 points of articulation. The proton packs, you know how they work. They just attach directly into the back by a peg, and then each of the Ghostbusters pack in ghosts. But the real selling point here, much like other old school Kenner assortments that reuse the same body sculpts over and over again, is what was done different with these. And well, obviously they glow, and we're gonna get to that. But first, how about these funky, very early 90s neon designs that adorn each of their uniforms? The color combinations, they're different, and then randomly, their names are also plastered somewhere on the suit. And also included with each of the figures are masks. And I'm sure some of you out there, you've likely already worked out in your own headcanon the reason for these masks, and for me, I view these simply as a highly toyetic accessory. Especially given that these did follow back in the early 90s the Slime Heroes assortment, and those figures also had mask-like accessories. Continuing on, that brings us to the ghastly pack-in ghosts. Starting first here is the Gulper Ghost, and this was packaged with Ray, and it's a variant of the same ghost that was packaged with Egon in Series 1. Up next, Winston includes this ghoul, the Rapper Ghost, and the initial release of this ghost, it came in Series 1 as well, packaged with Ray. And then Egon Spengler's Geljaw Ghost, and Geljaw we did previously see with both the Kenner and Hasbro Fright Features Ray stance, in addition to a very similar looking glowing variant that came with Kenner's Ghost Trap roleplay toy. And finally, this brings us to the Arachnid Ghost, which is packaged with Peter Venkman. Now this one, it is a bit more interesting, as while the original green take on Arachnid, it was packaged with the Super Fright Features Egon Spengler back in the day. This is the very first time it's been released under the Hasbro banner, and that means this is a new resculpted take on that ghost. Obviously here with all 4 on display, we now have a bit of a ghost problem, so I guess we need a couple proton packs. And these Ecto-Glow unlicensed nuclear accelerators, they've been cast in the same glowing plastic as the figures, with a purple connector running to the Neutrino Blaster. And I mentioned it earlier in the video, but this Ecto-Glow wave, it is the only one to include uniquely shaped proton streams for each Ghostbuster. So I think there's only one thing left to do. Let's go ahead and hit the lights and see if these Ecto-Glow heroes live up to their name. And wow, okay, here they are, and these are crazy bright. And I mean that for the Ghostbusters themselves, their proton packs, the ghosts, and you know what? I almost forgot. There they are, the masks. These look so good and honestly are so toyetic. As someone who has wanted these figures off the card for the last 34 years, I'll say Hasbro, they have done a jaw-dropping job with these, and if they are still available at the time you're watching this video, be sure to trap yourself a set from HasbroPulse.com. So if you don't mind, I've got to go ahead and make some room back here for those Ecto-Glow heroes to have them on display. As always, be sure to subscribe. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters news, check out our Patreon page. A link to that is down below in this video's description, and we'll see you right back here next time.
What do you do when the ghosts have been busted? Visit the source, University trusted. Find out how to lose the Ghostbuster blues. The source.